Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
November 5th, we have a fight card at Valor Fights, and we have got our man Nick Martino on. So you're taking on DJ Miller. You're coming back now to end the year on a high. Now, last time we spoke was back at the start of the year, and I said what are your goals and stuff like that. Since then, you've had a couple of fights. What is it you've taken from the fights to help get yourself ready for this DJ Miller bout?
The pro debut didn't get off to the way I wanted it to. The second pro fight didn't either. So really, this fight has just been kind of really going back to the basics. I'm trying to find the fun in it again. I think I was taking the pro debut and the second fight a little bit too seriously. I was getting too far ahead of myself. So I'm just trying to go back to the basics, enjoy myself a little bit more, rather than focusing on trying to beat a specific opponent, which is, of course, it's an important aspect of it. I'm just trying to become a better fighter, period. Because if I can become a better fighter, I'll win fights. Yeah. So I'm trying to just go back to the basics of training, get back to having fun again. Yeah,
having fun is key. Yeah, I've said that to many a fighter. I think for one of my bouts, well, two of my bouts, I cut too much weight, so my focus became weight, not the fight game. So never mind having fun, I wasn't even technically thinking. I was more going, how much do I weigh now? How much do I weigh now? And that's all my life was about. I'd get home, I'd want to get on the weighing scales, I'd get to the gym, and that's all I cared about was the pounds, the pound sign, cutting those pounds. So yeah, and when I did that, things didn't go how I wanted it to, man. And I felt awful, to be fair. Like I should have cut that much weight. But now I sat there and went, do you know what? I ain't doing that again. I'm like, right, I'm going to fight at a comfortable weight, be happy so I can train and have a bit of fun training. I'm still going to cut weight, but I'm not cutting too much. I'm not cutting 40 pounds this time. So, but yeah, it's a big key, having fun. So what have you done then, training wise, with your camp? Obviously you spoke with your coaches. What have you done to kind of implement the fun side of things to enjoy yourself more?
Just getting back to learning, honestly. Rather than rather than being short-sighted and just saying, okay, I'm fighting, DJ Miller. Yeah. Obviously, you scout out your opponent, try to figure out his strengths and his weaknesses. But I would put too much time and too much stock in beating that specific opponent. So I'm going back to working on fun stuff. I'm going back to working on the basics, obviously, because you can never work on the basics too much. And just trying to get myself in better shape. Not necessarily – I feel as though sometimes I react too much based on what my opponent is doing as opposed to just me pulling the trigger. I need to be more proactive as opposed to reactive. So I'm really trying to hit that in training. And like you said, too, about the weight, when I fought JSP at the beginning of the year, that was a catch weight of 160. I had already made the decision that I was going to move up to 170 after that fight. And it's been so much better. I fought Jason King a few months back at 170. Didn't win the fight, but it was a much better weight cut. I felt really, really good in that round. I got knocked out with 10 seconds left in the first round. But I felt really good. I thought I was most disappointed that I couldn't continue because my cardio just felt fantastic. So I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to really show what I can do at 170.
Yeah, that's good that I think a big thing as well, being the right weight class, it's sometimes a learning curve. You have to, like say you went down to 160, you went down there to find out, and then you went, I don't like this. I'm going to 170. My body will like it. My body will thank me for it. So when I come to fight day, I'll be able to, definitely show a lot more in me. And as well, like I say, it puts your mind at ease when you go into the fight game. You know in yourself nutritionally, you feel good. Now, that was a big thing. Nutrition, was that a factor? Maybe have you changed stuff up with conditioning? Have you maybe tried to do anything there as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've got with a new strength and conditioning coach, and he's been fantastic. Working out at Militia Fitness now. These guys are awesome. I feel like my cardio is better than it ever has been. I'm trying to, because I'm moving up to 170 now, I'm attempting to put on a little bit more mass. I spent my whole amateur career at 155, and I put on weight too quick. It's getting to the point where if I lift anything close to my max, I'm putting on size too fast, and so I can actually really put on weight, and I can actually work on my strength now. And I feel like I'm much stronger than I was at 155. I feel like I'm much faster than I was at 155 just because my energy level is so high. My nutrition is better. I'm not, because it was to the point where when I was fighting at 55, I was eating 900 calories a week, if that, during yeah. And, now I can actually, especially at the beginning of my camp, I can eat, I'm eating 4,000 calories a day now.
Yeah.
Trying to put on more side things. So it's funner, it's healthier, it's safer. And like you said, that mental aspect, because that's the problem I struggle with in this sport, is the mental side of this game.
Yeah.
I've got all the physical skills, but I struggle mentally when I get in there. And the weight cuts don't help. You're so focused on making weight, that becomes the fight. All of a sudden you make weight and you realize, oh crap, I got to fight tomorrow too.
Yeah. And you've got 24 hours to get your head around that bit after you've had 6 weeks of weight, and it's not enough time really to get you. The mental side, I've had a gentleman by the name of Rob Dawson. He works, it's his job. He is a mind strength consultant. He has a company called Mind Consulting. It's a fantastic company. I thought, do you know what? I'm curious to know what it is, because he deals with like UFC fighters. He deals with not just MMA fighters, but sports athletes in general, to help with the mental side of things, because the brain is a weapon. It's the biggest weapon you have. Doesn't matter what your physical attributes are. If your brain is weak, your body will not perform. I thought, you know what, I've got to find out what it is that he does then. So I had to, I engaged with him, got in contact with him, and after I had him on a podcast, I did some work with him just to get an idea. And you know what, it's fascinating, the things that he does. It certainly made a difference. I didn't realize, I'm not going to say I was anti-mind strength coach, but it was certainly helpful. Have you maybe thought about looking into anything like that then? Because if that's a part of your game you think you probably need to strengthen, is that something you've looked at?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, after my loss to Jason King, another individual at my gym, a good friend of mine, he does like downhill BMX racing. And we were talking about the mental aspect of both of our sports. And he talked about his sports psychologist. He recommended her to me, and I've been talking to a sports psychologist now for a few months. And really just working, like you said, on the mental training, because the mind is a tool, and it's just as important to train your mind as it is to train your body. And that's something that I wish I'd done it sooner, to be honest with you. I wish I did it in my amateur career.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. Some of the things he gave me, little gems that I do, I just do them anyway, because he goes, what I'm teaching you now, you can use from day to day. Like, you don't have to do it for MMA. He said it's just a general kind of platform to work off. You can use it for any aspect. You want to bake a cake, you can use this kind of thing for baking a cake. It's that, it's strange that you don't realize some of the things you need to do to get your mind in that place. Because the mind it's a ridiculously complex kind of organ. The mind's an organ. It's very complex, all the stuff that goes into it, and the thoughts that we have going through all the day. Sometimes it's hard, just especially this day, the social media, the phones, your computers, TVs. It's just like crazy. Your mind's trying to compute it all. Sometimes you need that kind of focus, zone out. I think yoga is a great one. It's like a semi-meditation, helps helps the body, but also helps your mind. I find that helps me just switch off from the world. So yeah, you were talking about that side of things. Now, did you notice the difference from your training then, from speaking to it? Have you noticed yourself in training any difference in yourself mentally when you're training?
I actually have. There's been several areas where I've noticed it. There'd be certain days, and every fighter has this. There'd be a day where you go to the gym, maybe you don't have the best day, your cardio wasn't where it should have been, and you get on yourself mentally, and you're beating yourself up a little bit. You get a little bit discouraged, especially when you're getting close to fight time. And I find myself doing less of that now. It's I'm more focused on the positive sides, and if there is something negative that happens, rather than beating myself up about it, I kind of acknowledge it and figure out, okay, how can I fix this, as opposed to I'm just going to kick myself over and over again about it. And even just, my mindset on my opponents, sometimes I feel as though I put, not that I give my opponents too much respect. You have to respect your opponents, obviously. But again, I'm very reactive off my opponents. Even when I watch footage of my opponents, when it comes time, when I get in there and I fight, I tend to think, okay, I know my opponent's going to do this, so I have to react and do this, as opposed to, let me set the bar. Let me be the one that's being proactive. Yeah. Let them react to me rather than vice versa. So it's definitely helped. It's something I wish I'd started a long time ago, but at least I'm making forward progress with, I feel like I acknowledged, okay, this is, a weakness in my game, and I'm going to try to make as many steps forward as I can in this area.
So, DJ Miller, what about him have you learned before? Obviously, you want to play your own game plan, but what is it about him that you kind of noticed? Is there anything about him particularly you think he's good at this, he's good at X, Y, Z? Is there anything you can tell me about him yourself that you liked?
Yeah, he's a very solid fighter. He's very well-rounded. He's more of that kind of traditional Muay Thai type fighter. He likes to stalk his opponents. There's not a lot of he's not creating a lot of angles. It's straight lines. He really likes throwing that left hand down the middle. He's a southpaw, likes throwing that left hand down the middle and following up with that left knee. Again, he likes to stalk his opponent. He likes to be in the pocket. He likes that clinch game. And he's very good at it. It's a game that I'm not going to want to play with him when I get in there. I don't want to. I come from that kind of karate kickboxing background. I trained for 2 years with Stephen Thompson, and so I'm planning on utilizing a lot of movement against him. I don't want him to corner me, get me in that, and start unloading on those knees. So that's kind of where I want to be proactive. Is I want to make sure that I'm not falling into his game. I don't want to stand there and brawl with him. I want to make sure that when I do execute, I pull the trigger and I pull it fast, and I get the heck out of it. Make him chase me down.
I was going to say, one thing I find very common with guys who have got a Muay Thai base, and you said it before, very straightforward. Because it's very common in Thailand. They don't do angles in Thailand in Muay Thai. It's they stand there, and it's literally rock and sock them until the first man falls ish. There's a lot of technique to it. I am not saying that there isn't in Muay Thai, people. I train Muay Thai, but it's not. You go boxing and you get Muay Thai, you'll see a lot more angles in boxing than you will in Muay Thai. And that's very common with, Muay Thai is very, and I've seen it with guys over here that they've trained in Muay Thai and they got really into it. They loved it. And I loved it too, but the thing was, when it came to MMA training, they would still be in that mindset of Muay Thai. Their stance would be the same, their footwork would be the same. And I'm like, guys, you're open for double legs, you're open for single legs, you're open for counters, because all you're doing is going back. So if I throw a counter and you step back, I'm just going to double up on that counter. So if I counter with a right straight, I'm going to throw 2 right straights in a row by stepping forward on the second one. It's going to catch you because you're not moving anywhere. You're just going back, and the cage is going to get in the way, and then I'll catch you out. It's a very dangerous style to have in MMA because it leaves you open. It's very offensive, so it can be very effective. But it leaves you open to a lot of counters, I think. I think it's something that, I've seen guys, and I said, look, you need to address it, especially with their footwork, because when they move back, their feet come together too close. They're very open there, like I say, to takedowns. And even leg kicks to an extent. Even on Muay Thai, the leg kicks are something they drill, getting their knees up in the air all day long. But with the footwork, it's something open there. You say with the kind of karate kind of style, that's something you would probably want to take advantage of with your style.
Yeah. Well, and even when you look at strict kickboxing matches, like glory kickboxing, Raymond Daniels, for example, more of a karate style guy. He's given people fits, whether it be in Bellator kickboxing or glory kickboxing. He's unorthodox because they're not used to that footwork, that movement, that side stance. And even the Dutch style kickboxers have a little bit more angles. The benefit, I guess, for the Muay Thai fighters, and DJ Miller is a good example of this, is because they only move in those straight lines very linearly, they take a lot of damage, so that they are very, it's hard to drop a Muay Thai fighter. They can take a tremendous amount of damage.
Yes.
They can sit there for an hour and a half and take those leg kicks over and over again. And that's where I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to utilize that movement. I'm going to have to be very accurate with my shots if I want to have any chance of dropping him. Because he's probably the type of guy that he's going to be able to take a tremendous amount of punishment. So if I'm going to hit him, I got to make sure that it counts where I'm hitting him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that's the thing is, being accurate is key, especially because it's a 4-ounce glove. If you're accurate with that glove, it's a lot more effective than if you're accurate with say a 12-ounce, even an 8-ounce, 10-ounce boxing glove. It's a far bigger, greater effect with that 4-ounce, and picking it makes a difference. A lot of guys just throw their hands and they just, swing and hope, so to speak. There's not a lot. They're throwing 4 to 5 shots. If you can maybe take your time, pick your shot correctly, you only need to land one or two to really rock someone. If you put them on Queer Street, that's enough to get yourself on the momentum going. And, as long as you don't let them come back into the game, you can take full advantage of it. Look, man, it sounds like you got your kind of your mind focused. I like the fact that since we last talked, you've looked and assessed, and you've went forward with the game rather than sitting there assessing and sitting on it and not really taking any kind of control of what happened and just being in the same position you were, say, 6 months ago, or you definitely look to progress. People don't know what difference that makes in a fighter. They just think, look at the record, that's all it is. People don't understand this. They don't understand that if a guy's taking time to alter what's going on externally outside the cage, whether it be at work, in his life, in training, it makes a big difference for the next fight. And look, it sounds like you got your T's crossed and your I's dotted.
Yeah, it's like you said. I didn't want to just sit there and stagnate. That's why. And honestly, because DJ and I are doing ours is I don't know actually yet if it's kickboxing rules or Thai rules for this one, but I wanted to taking a step back from MMA to do a kickboxing bout, just to kind of get my head straight. Kind of, okay, it's not going to affect my MMA record. I can just kind of go out, have fun with this, and like I said, get my head straight.
Yeah, do you know what? It's a great thing to be doing it, and having a guy like DJ Miller, he will, because like I say, it's not MMA. It's a specific art form. He will probably just be for you just a fun opponent, like you say, because you're not saying everything about MMA record. You'll see him in that view. You'll want to obviously win, but there won't be there won't be any external pressure about it. You're going, look, going to have fun. You probably flow a lot better. You'll probably find you'll have a bit more fun with it. And hey, I'm expecting a Raymond Daniels finish, by the way. No pressure, but I've seen what he did in Glory. I'm expecting it now.
Those double jump back kicks, a tornado kick or something, right?
That's pretty much it. That's all you're allowed to do for the whole fight. Just go forward with them, man. That's all we're allowed. I want to see we'll see this viral video going everywhere, and man, that's what we want to see. Look, I hope that you have a great fight against DJ firstly. I hope they have a good time there. You get what you want out of it. That's the main thing. And then come 2017, you get back in that cage with 4-ounce gloves. You get you back in there, and you want to, get back off to a winning start, so to speak. And there's nothing stopping you. Now that you've got everything there going, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. But Nick, before I let you shoot off, buddy, I want you to give me your social media so people at home can know what it is, so they can jump on, give you a follow, and look forward to the Raymond Daniels style finish.
Well, you can hit me up on Facebook at Nick Overblood Martino. That's my fighter page. You can also find me on Twitter at Nick Martino MMA or Instagram at Overblood MMA.
There you go. Get on it, people. Get on them. I'll give them a follow. Hey, look, if you've got any sponsors, give them a shout out. And I also want to give a shout out to your gym that you train at, coaches, your training partners, people that have helped you out so far, kind of like recently in recent times.
Well, my sponsor is actually my karate instructor, Roger Yarborough. He's been my karate instructor since I've been 13 years old. He's been a huge help to me, both as an amateur and now as a pro. Very good friend of mine, Jim Bernard, has helped me out as far as sponsorship. I can't thank both of them enough. They're fantastic. Jim's Combat Athletics, Josh Stanley, my coach over there, over in Moxville, North Carolina. Those guys are awesome. Shout out to my teammate, Lakin Jowers. She just made her pro debut with King of the Cage and got a TKO victory. And then my teammate Shelton Sales, Justin Perry, all you guys are great. And then thank you to Militia Fitness. You guys have been awesome. Tyler Irvin. My cardio has never been better. I'm in the best shape of my life.
Awesome, man. Thrashing you. They've been thrashing you is what you want to be saying. Making you do extra reps. Go an extra mile, buddy. That's what it's all about. Honestly, Nick, have a great time in the build up to your fight in your fight camp. Have a great time fight day, and look, we know Tim puts on a good show for the people. He looks after the fighters. Anyone who's been on that show before, we know he's a good egg. So you're in great hands, man. So have a fantastic weekend, and have a great New Year. Have a great Christmas as well, man.
Thank you. You too, man. I really appreciate it.